The Giants don't want to have to rush Tim Lincecum back, but they may have to. It is go time. Welcome to your pitching planner. Glad to see each and every one of you. I'm Lauren Shehadi alongside Eric Mack. A couple guys you don't want to talk about injuries at this point or ever. Tim Lincecum, Jake Peavy.
Well, with Lincecum, this is a new thing. This is a back problem. They need him to start this time of the year. The Giants have to win games down the stretch, and I expect he will make his next start. It could be Sunday, though. It could be the early part of next week, which would make him a two-start pitcher. I think he's a must-start two-start pitcher in all leagues. He's a must-start one-start pitcher. If he's going to start, you got to have him in your lineup. It just might cost you in Fantasy Week 23, but you're going to get him in Fantasy Week 24. Jake Peavy's still up in the air. He wants to pitch. The White Sox are not sure that they want to rush him back, them being out of the race. So watch Jake Peavy through the weekend. He could start this weekend or maybe return next week as a two-starter, one-starter. The important thing with Peavy is you need to see him pitch before you can trust him in your fantasy lineup in crunch time.
So watch him and watch Dice K because he's ready to return to the Red Sox. He's been on the DL since June 21st.
Right.
I didn't realize it was that long.
And he's got one win to his credit and an ERA over 8, but Dice K Matsuzaka has a lot of potential. You know, he won 18 games with a sub-3 ERA last year, so obviously he can win games for you. You have to watch him first probably before you trust him, but in deeper leagues you might want to take a shot, especially if he's a two-start pitcher for the Red Sox next week. And you also have John Maine returning. John Maine's going to make a start in a doubleheader on Sunday. There is potential there. Maine has good stuff when he's healthy, but he hasn't been, and the Mets still are struggling to score runs. Their offense might not get him enough run support to be a winner for mixed leagues, but he's someone to watch as a potential ace for next year.
But not much fantasy value right now.
Not until he pitches and proves healthy and effective.
All right, that's what we like to hear. You are wondering at home, you're saying, I have a closer situation. You know what? You're not alone. Philly and Colorado have closer situations.
Yep. The NL East leaders and the wild card leading Colorado Rockies, they both have closer issues. The Phillies closer, Brad Lidge, was perfect last season to save opportunities, but this year he's getting beat up. And now they've turned to Ryan Madson in the near future. There might be Brett Myers coming down the line in the end of this week, maybe next week. Sorely they want Brad Lidge to be their closer because it solves so many other issues in their bullpen. But right now it's going to be Madson and then maybe Myers. You probably can't start Brad Lidge in a mixed league. And then Houston Street, he has that biceps tendonitis. Franklin Morales has been perfect of late in the closer's role, saving games left and right. Houston Street's going to try to pitch this weekend and then maybe return early next week. What you want to do to start Houston Street in a mixed league is see him pitch over the weekend, have him prove healthy and effective before you trust him in crunch time.
Watch him a little bit. Okay, now it is time for your must-start, two-start pitchers, and Yovani Gallardo is first on this list. He better be rested, Emac.
Yeah, he has been rested. They slowed him down because of the innings on his young arm, but he's going to make a return next week as a two-start pitcher, and I think he's a must-start. You have to put him in your lineup. He is one of your fantasy aces, and it's crunch time. You have to use the guys that got you here, and Gallardo's the one, even if he didn't pitch for you last week. David Price, maybe not the same situation because he hasn't gotten you here. He's been erratic, but he was good his last start out. He's got good matchups at Baltimore versus Toronto, two teams that aren't winning a whole lot of games. The Rays have a good offense to get him run support. I will trust David Price next week in a crucial week. And then Zach Duke, the sit right here, I don't trust him. He's had 3 straight losses. He's gotten beat up his past 2 starts. He faces the Dodgers on the road. Even if that Padres matchup is favorable later in the week, Zach Duke and any Pirates pitcher is not what you want in your lineup when you're trying to win ball games down the stretch.
He is not ending the season in a good way. Ice cold right now. Okay, your two-start sleepers, Brandon McCarthy. He's running out of time, Mac. Would you agree with this to kind of make an impression this season? But he's still making progress. Yeah,
he had a good start and then a bad start. 5 earned runs last time out. But Brandon McCarthy is pitching for a team that can make him winner. Even when he allowed that 5 earned runs last start, he still won the game, and he can win games down the stretch. So in deeper leagues, when you're facing Oakland, and maybe not the Angels so much later in the week, but McCarthy can win at least one start. And so AL-only owners, deeper mixed leagues, I would use Brandon McCarthy. And then another team with a great offense, the Yankees, they're just rolling. They've already won over 40 games in the second half to under 15 losses. Gaudin is a nice sleeper. He's going to be the number 5 starter after that good outing in his last start. Sergio Mitre's banged up. So it's Gaudin right here. He's facing the Angels, a tough matchup, but then he gets the favorable matchup at Seattle. But when you're talking the Yankees and the Yankees offense, it doesn't matter who you're starting. It doesn't matter who you're facing. The pitcher is a good play in fantasy right now.
And he's jumping right into that rotation.
Yep.
That's what we like to hear. We like to hear that you're doing well in fantasy baseball. And obviously, if you're watching this video, you are. So keep it up. For Eric Mack, I'm Lauren Shehadi. We'll see you soon.